Earth was dying, we all knew it. The signs were everywhere. Rising seas swallowed coastal cities. Extreme weather ravaged continents. Resources dwindled. It wasn't a question of if we needed to leave, but when. I remember the day the Mars mission was announced. It felt like the whole world held its breath. Hope, fear, excitement, all mixed into one. We weren't just dreaming of the stars anymore. We were reaching for them. The training began immediately. Thousands applied. Only a handful were chosen. We were to be the pioneers, the first humans to call another planet home. It was terrifying. It was exhilarating. As we prepared, Earth cheered us on. For once, all of humanity stood united. We weren't just saving ourselves, we were saving the very idea of human civilization. Mars wasn't just a destination, it was our future.
Training was brutal. We pushed our bodies to the limit, simulated zero-G environments, practiced emergency procedures until they became second nature. Every day was a challenge, every night exhaustion. But it wasn't just physical. Our minds had to be ready too. Psychology tests, team-building exercises. We learned to rely on each other, to trust each other. We weren't just a crew, we became a family.
The technology was mind-blowing. Our spacecraft, the Ares, was a marvel. Nuclear propulsion, artificial gravity, radiation shielding, it would be our home for months, our lifeline in the void of space. We also prepared for Mars itself, studying geological data, planning our first colony, designing habitats that could withstand the harsh Martian environment. Every detail mattered. Our lives would depend on it.
Launch day arrived. The excitement was palpable. Millions watched as we boarded the Ares. I took one last look at Earth. It was beautiful, fragile. I silently promised to make our mission worth it. The countdown began. 10, 9, 8. My heart raced. 7, 6, 5. I gripped my seat. 4, 3, 2. This was it. 1. Ignition. The roar was deafening. The force crushed us into our seats. We were on our way.
Breaking free of Earth's gravity was surreal. Suddenly, we were floating. Earth shrank behind us. It looked so small, so vulnerable. The reality of our mission hit home. We were truly alone now. The first few days were a blur, adjusting to zero-G, checking systems, settling into our new routines. But as Earth faded from view, a new feeling took hold, excitement. We were on our way to Mars, to history.
Space is unforgiving. We face challenges daily, equipment malfunctions, power fluctuations, the constant threat of micrometeorites. Every problem needed a solution. Fast. There was no room for error. Radiation was our constant companion. Our shielding worked, but the threat was always there. We monitored our exposure constantly, took shelter during solar flares. It was a dance with the invisible enemy.
The psychological toll was heavy. Earth was just a pale blue dot now. Homesickness hit hard. We leaned on each other, shared stories, played games, anything to keep our minds occupied, to remember why we were here. But there were moments of pure wonder too. The vastness of space, the brilliance of distant stars, the red dot of Mars growing larger each day. It kept us going, reminded us of the incredible journey we were on.
After months of travel, Mars loomed large. Red and imposing, our excitement grew. This was it, the moment we'd trained for, the reason we'd left everything behind. Mars was no longer a dream, it was our new reality.
Entry was harrowing. The heat shield glowed, alarms blared. We held our breath as the parachutes deployed. Then touchdown, a jolt, silence, then cheers erupted. We'd done it, we were on Mars.
Stepping onto Martian soil was indescribable. The red dust, the thin atmosphere, the distant sun, it was alien, it was beautiful. I planted the flag, my voice shaky with emotion. We come in peace for all humanity.
Back on Earth, billions celebrated. We received their messages of joy, of pride, but we had no time to rest. Our real work was just beginning. We had a world to build.
Construction began immediately. We'd brought prefab habitats, but assembling them in Mars's low gravity was a challenge. Every movement was a careful balance. One wrong step could spell disaster.
The Martian environment was harsh. Dust storms threatened to bury us. The extreme cold tried to freeze our equipment, but we persevered. Slowly, our colony took shape, a bubble of life on a dead world.
Water was crucial. We'd brought some, but not enough. We had to find more. Our sensors detected ice beneath the surface. We drilled, we waited. Then success. The first Martian water flowed. It felt like a miracle.
Power came next. Solar panels stretched across the Martian landscape. Wind turbines spun in the thin air. We were harnessing Mars itself to power our new home. It was a small step, but a significant one.
Life on Mars fell into a rhythm. Wake up, check systems, tend the hydroponics bay, conduct experiments. Every day brought new challenges, new discoveries. We were writing the book on Martian living.
The low gravity took getting used to. Simple tasks became comical adventures. We laughed a lot those first few weeks. It helped ease the tension, reminded us that even here, millions of miles from home, we were still human.
Food was a constant concern. Our supplies wouldn't last forever. We experimented with Martian soil, tweaked our hydroponic systems. The first Martian-grown potato was cause for celebration. It tasted like hope.
Health was paramount. We exercised rigorously to combat muscle loss, monitored for radiation exposure, watched for signs of Mars madness, the psychological strain of isolation. We looked out for each other. We had to.
Staying connected, communication with Earth. Communication with Earth was our lifeline. Daily check-ins, data transfers, video calls with loved ones. But the delay was frustrating. 20 minutes each way. Conversations became a strange dance of past and present. We shared our discoveries with the world. The first Martian sunset, the taste of Martian-grown food, the feeling of a dust storm howling outside our hab. Earth watched, captivated. We were their eyes on a new world. But it wasn't all scientific. We sent personal messages too. Birthday wishes, anniversary greetings, sometimes just a simple, "I miss you." The distance was vast, but love bridged the gap. As time passed, the messages changed. Earth moved on. New crises, new triumphs. We felt the disconnect growing. Mars was our home now. Earth, a distant memory. It was bittersweet but necessary. We were Martians now.
Scientific frontiers unlocking Mars' secrets. Mars was a scientific goldmine. Every rock held clues. Every dust particle told a story. We were like kids in a candy store. Geologists, biologists, chemists, we all had our hands full. The search for life was our holy grail. We drilled, we sampled, we analyzed, and then one day a breakthrough. Microfossils, ancient, alien, the first proof of life beyond Earth. The implications were staggering. Water was everywhere, locked in the soil. We developed new extraction techniques. Soon, we had more than enough. We even started talking about terraforming. It seemed impossible, but so had living on Mars once. The Martian atmosphere fascinated us. Thin, but not empty. We studied its composition, its patterns. We dreamed of the day when humans might breathe Martian air. It was a long way off, but we were patient. We had time.
The next generation growing up Martian. As our colony grew, so did our families. The first Martian birth was a milestone. A baby girl, born healthy and strong. We named her Ares after our ship. She was hope personified. The future of humanity on Mars. Raising children on Mars presented unique challenges. Low gravity affected bone development. We developed special exercises, diets. The kids adapted quickly. They were true Martians, more at home in this red world than we ever would be. Education was a priority. We taught Earth history alongside Martian geology, math, science, art, all with a Martian twist. These kids were the bridge between two worlds. They carried the best of Earth, adapted for Mars. As they grew, so did their dreams. They talked of exploring Olympus Mons, of building cities in Valles Marineris. To them, Mars wasn't a harsh alien world, it was home, and they were determined to make it thrive.
A bright future, humanity's potential unleashed. Looking back, our journey seems almost impossible. From a dying Earth to a thriving Mars, it wasn't easy. We lost good people, faced countless setbacks, but we persevered, we adapted, we grew. Now our colony is a city. Domes stretch across the Martian landscape. We've mastered terraforming on a small scale. Green patches dot the red planet. It's a start, a promise of what's to come. Our children dream bigger than we ever did. They talk of missions to the asteroid belt, of colonies on Europa. The solar system is their playground, and they have the tools, the knowledge to make it happen. As I watch the twin moons of Mars rise, I'm filled with hope. We came here to survive, but we've done more than that. We've thrived. We've grown. We've proven that humanity's potential is limitless. The stars are no longer out of reach. They're our destiny, and we're ready for the next great adventure.